In September 2021, the world of diplomacy was rocked by a sudden, secret agreement. The leaders of the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia appeared together virtually to announce a new trilateral security partnership, AUKUS. It was a pact designed to reshape power in the Indo-Pacific. But to create this new alliance, an old one had to be broken, and it happened in the most brutal way imaginable. For years, Australia had been working with France on what was dubbed the contract of the century. A deal worth an estimated 90 billion Australian dollars for a fleet of 12 state-of-the-art conventionally powered submarines built by France's naval group. Thousands of jobs in both countries depended on it. Then, with just a few hours' notice, Australia pulled the plug. The French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian didn't mince words. He called it a stab in the back. The move blindsided Paris, but it had been in the works for months. Secret talks began in early 2021. The Australian Navy chief met his British counterpart in London. Australian officials quietly approached the United States. Then at the G7 summit in Cornwall, the three leaders, Scott Morrison, Boris Johnson, and Joe Biden, held a trilateral discussion, cementing the plan without the knowledge of their French ally. For Australia, it was a calculated risk, abandoning a struggling project for a far greater prize. The heart of the AUKUS Pact is what's known as Pillar 1, a plan for Australia to acquire at least 8 nuclear-powered attack submarines. This is a monumental step. It makes Australia only the 7th nation in the world to operate such vessels. Under the deal, the United States and the United Kingdom will share their most sensitive nuclear propulsion technology, a privilege the United States has only ever extended to the United Kingdom back in 1958. So why the drastic change? A nuclear-powered submarine offers capabilities a conventional one simply can't match. It can travel at higher speeds, carry heavier payloads, and most importantly, it can stay submerged for months at a time, limited only by the crew's food supplies. This endurance is critical for operating across the vast distances of the Indo-Pacific. The plan is multi-phased. First, United States and United Kingdom submarines will rotate through Australia. Then in the 2030s, Australia will buy several American Virginia-class submarines before ultimately building a new class, the SSN AUKUS, in conjunction with Britain. But AUKUS is about more than just submarines. Pillar 2 of the agreement focuses on sharing and developing advanced capabilities across a range of other fields. We're talking about artificial intelligence, quantum technologies, advanced cyber warfare, and hypersonic missiles. This transforms the pact from a simple military sale. It becomes a deeply integrated technology-sharing alliance designed to maintain a strategic edge for decades to come. While the joint announcement never mentioned it by name, the strategic context is impossible to ignore. AUKUS is widely seen as a direct response to the growing military power and influence of the People's Republic of China in the region. Beijing's reaction was swift and sharp. A foreign ministry spokesperson accused the three nations of having a Cold War mentality. The spokesperson warned that the pact risked severely damaging regional peace. The Communist Party-owned tabloid The Global Times was even more direct, warning Australia had turned itself into an adversary of China. The diplomatic fallout was immediate and intense. The French government, furious at the deception, took the extraordinary step of recalling its ambassadors from both Washington and Canberra, an unprecedented move in its relationship with the United States. French President Emmanuel Macron, when asked by a reporter if he thought the Australian Prime Minister had lied to him, gave a blunt two-word answer, "I know." While France simmered, the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson attempted to brush off the anger with a bit of Franglish. He told reporters it was time for some of our dearest friends to prenez un grip about this and donnez-moi un break, prenez un grip about this and donnez-moi un break, meaning get a grip and give me a break. The comment did little to soothe tensions and was seen by many in Paris as adding insult to injury. The shockwave spread across the globe. Other key partners in the region were left to pick sides. The Philippines and Taiwan welcomed the pact as a move that could help maintain stability, but others were wary. Indonesia and Malaysia expressed deep concern, fearing the deal could trigger a new arms race in Southeast Asia. Canada, a fellow member of the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance, was notably left out. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau explained that his country simply wasn't in the market for nuclear submarines. Neighboring New Zealand, another Five Eyes partner, reiterated its long-standing nuclear-free policy. Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern was firm. No nuclear-powered vessels would be permitted in New Zealand's waters. While she said the new pact didn't threaten Wellington's relationship with its partners, it did expose a clear strategic divide between the two trans-Tasman allies. The deal also raised serious concerns about nuclear proliferation. Critics point out that AUKUS will make Australia the first non-nuclear weapons state to acquire submarines powered by highly enriched uranium. This relies on a loophole in the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. Experts worry it could set a dangerous precedent, allowing other nations to pursue naval reactor programs as a potential cover for developing weapons-grade material. This would all be outside the normal system of international inspections.